Hey everyone, my name is Stephen Paul, and I just wanted to share my experiences with carnivore diet. I wish I had started this video log when I had started the carnivore diet, but my daughters encouraged me to just go ahead and do it anyway and share what I've done so far and maybe track as I move forward. Not sure where to start, so I'm just going to start. I'm 57, been married a long time to my beautiful, intelligent, wonderful wife, Kelly. I have 4 adult children, 3 of whom are moved out, 1 is still at home. I have a dog that's a mutt. Her name is Secret. I got married when I was about 25. I weighed about 185 pounds, and I'm 6'6". So I guess I was pretty skinny. Within a month of getting married, I was up about 30 pounds. And then I just kept going up from there. So, I always thought I wasn't that bad and, wasn't that large and, I am not compared to some people. But about 10 years ago, maybe, I saw a video that someone took of me in the lake swimming with my kids. And I saw kind of myself for the first time in a perspective that, like, oh my gosh, I am just thick and large. So at one point, I decided to go see the doctor because my tips of my toes were a little bit numb. And it took me a while to kind of realize that. But I went in and my doctor got kind of aggressive. I'd never had my A1C checked before. And I can't remember the exact number. It wasn't horrible. It was like around 7 or something like that. But she put me on metformin and some other stuff or whatever. But metformin to get my blood sugar down. And she put me on phentermine to help me lose weight. Phentermine is actually pretty amazing. It takes your appetite away. You're literally not hungry ever. It's really weird. And I went through that and I lost a whole bunch of weight. And it really worked. It's supposed to be hard on your heart, so, whatever. But she felt like I needed to get my weight down. That worked. It took off like 40 pounds in a couple months. But that was probably about 8 years ago or so now, I'm not sure. So I had lost the weight and was trying, I can't say I was really trying. I didn't take my A1C very seriously. I was on metformin pills, but I liked sweets and I would cheat and have sweets. So my A1C never really went down much. I never really dieted. I never really tried to lose weight other than taking the phentermine. But again, seeing myself really large, back then didn't really inspire me. I don't have great self-control overall, so I, would just eat kind of whatever I wanted. I did eat my sweets less than I used to. I didn't never drink a lot, but I did cut back on my sodas, and I did cut back on candy and stuff, but I would still have it. Years go by, my numbness in my toes kind of expanded a little bit. And I had my A1C checked about a year ago, and it was around 6, which is pretty good, pre-diabetic, I believe. And thought I was doing okay. So I recently had my A1C checked again. It was 7.5. My doctor kind of freaked out and said, you're going on shots, Ozempic, I think it's called, plus the metformin. So I've been doing that for about a month. But and she also said, you should have your eyes checked for like diabetic degeneration or something like that. It finally kind of dawned on me that I really need to do something. And, I'm going to be living for quite a while still. So I need to really start taking care of myself and doing something that's going to benefit my health and, and be well. So my wife and I were watching videos, and she was watching videos, and she said, hey, check this out. So I went and looked, and it was this one lady who went on a carnivore diet, which is as you probably can guess, all meat. And, the lady was saying how she lost all this weight and her blood sugar went down and it was a whole bunch of things. So we decided to try it. And we started it about a month ago now, 5 weeks ago. And there's different levels of carnivore. So there's strictly carnivore. We eat only meat and nothing else. For me, I couldn't do that. I went to carnivore mostly, and then I have anything that's non-carb because of my A1C, and I want to get that down. So I kind of went for a 0 or near 0 carb diet along with the carnivore. So I do cheese and eggs. Pickles are almost 0. Like says less than 1 carb for a pickle. So I have things like that along with a lot of meat. It's kind of funny because the one lady that we were watching said she eats like 2 pounds of meat for lunch, which was just, she showed this huge tub and it's like, oh my gosh, that's just like, I can't eat that much meat. But we do have mostly meat. My wife does have some eggs and some cheese, but she's a little more carnivore than I am. But we have meat like almost all the time. Now this goes against what I had been taught, even by my previous doctor 20 years ago, to stay away from fats and stay away from, fatty stuff. But I found, as you're going to see, that staying away from fats didn't help me lose weight because we went full carnivore. My wife eats a little bit more of the fat on the meat than I do. I like all the fat cut off, but meat has fat in it. So I went from, when I started this, I think it's 5 weeks now, I was at 254 pounds, and that's where I started. And I cut out almost all carbs. I went from 254 pounds about 5 weeks ago, and then today I weighed in at 232.3, so about 22 pounds. So eating only meat and eggs and cheese, which have no carbs, I've lost about 22 pounds. So we'll see how that goes or continues to go. So I saw that eating the fat and eating meat did not have any effect on me staying the same weight or gaining weight. It actually helped me lose weight. So I'm trying to do the 0 carb. I will say that about 3 or 4 days ago, in the evening, I'd already eaten, but it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was just craving something, and so I got out the Frosted Flakes, and I had a bowl of Frosted Flakes, and I figured, I won't check my blood till morning, so by then it should be all flushed out of the system. No, right? So in the morning, my blood sugar was like 145 or something like that. I will say though, and that was my one cheat, and right before we started this diet, or my 0 carb diet, or near 0 carb diet, I had bought a bunch of cereal. I like cereal, like Captain Crunch and Frosted Flakes and different things. And so I felt like part of it, I don't want to go to waste, and part of it was I just wanted some, and I wanted to see how it affected my blood sugar. So looking on here, the day I started, I was checking my blood with a little blood checker, and it was 126 on the very first day that I started this. My understanding is what my doctor told me was blood sugar should be less than 100 in the morning or when you're fasting, and then less than 140 2 hours after you eat. So my first day I did 126 was my blood sugar in the morning for fasting, and my weight was 254 pounds. As I went through, I'll just give you some numbers really quick. I checked it every morning. It was 126, 120, 112, 118, 123, 108, 142. I must have had a bad night there. 134. So these are all my morning ones when I first started. I'm going to keep going because you're going to see this downward trend as I kept staying away from carbs and doing mostly meat. Okay, so continuing on, just going through my days, it went 109, 126, 92. So I got below the 100 target, which was great. 101, 99, 91. Then it kind of really took off. Went down to 84, 89, 80, 80, 91, 98, 103, 88, 84, 81, 85, 83, 89, and then I had that cereal. The next morning was 131, and then today was 81. So other than when I had the cereal, my blood sugar in the morning has been in the 80s, which is right where it should be. My understanding is if it goes below 70, that it's actually really bad, and make some adjustments there. So again, the carnivore thing, but the combination of zero carbs or near zero carbs has really been beneficial for me for my A1C, or not my A1C, but my blood sugar. I'm going to have my A1C checked again in about 2 months, and I'm going to see how that goes. Unfortunately, I'm on the shots. So part of it is I've really taken control of my carbs. Again, near zero. Most days it's zero. So I won't know if it's my diet of cutting out carbs or the shots that I'm finally taking, or more than likely a combination of both. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what my A1C is in a couple months, based upon my diet. I was walking a lot. I added walking, and I was doing 2 or 3 miles a day. But with my job right now, I just don't have time to do much walking, which my dog's not happy about. But what are you gonna do? So I hope to get back into walking. Again, excited to see my A1C in a couple months, and I'm sure hoping that it's super low. I will say that I do miss candy. I loved jelly beans. I love licorice. I love all kinds of candy. I actually shouldn't say crave, but I've wanted some of that stuff. It's not like, oh my gosh, I gotta have it. So I thought I would miss it more, honestly, but I don't. So that's cool. But so if you're a kind of person that eats a lot of sugar, a lot of candy, and you think, oh my, I love this stuff. I loved it too. But my medical condition with the A1C and weight forced me at my age to finally take it seriously and do something about my A1C, my carbs, and my sugar. And I found as I did this, my dog's fingernails are clicking in the background, that I didn't crave this stuff, but once in a while, it's like yesterday I wanted jelly beans. I just thought, and that'd be like really good. But then it passed. So, I can't say that would happen for everybody, but, it's working pretty good for me. So we'll see. I hope that maybe this inspires some people. I hope to share more things that have happened, but I hope it inspires some people out there to maybe make some changes, and improve your life, improve your A1C if that is the case. As one lady said on another carnivore video, her doctor said, hey, on the path you're going, you're gonna get fingers amputated, you're gonna get toes amputated, you can go blind. And I thought, well, my toes are a little numb, and I sure don't want to be blind, and of course it'd be horrible. So I had to finally, take it seriously and make some big changes. It's not a huge variety, I'll tell you, but you find things and it helps, right? Because variety for me helps. I don't think anybody wants to eat the same thing all the time. Anyway, so glad you could make it. I don't know if this will ever see the light of day or be published on YouTube. I made a couple other videos. My daughters, who are both adults, they're wonderful. All my kids are wonderful, but they're like, I said, Dad, you should make a reaction video. So I made a couple reaction videos. They're like all made and ready to go. I just don't even have them published yet. I've had them ready for months. but you know, we'll see. I might get those out there too. But hopefully this will make the light of day, because I would love to inspire some people to make some changes. I'm no expert in diets. I'm no expert in physical body and how everything is affected. I just know that the carnivore thing is working for me and my wife. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. I hope to make some of these more. My goal is to make one every maybe 2 or 3 days and track my progress from here on out and share it with you guys. Um, I don't know, maybe I'll show some other videos. Like, I watch these videos of people doing everyday things, and they're like, people watch that, right? Like tow trucking and all kinds of stuff. So maybe you'll get to see me like trim some bushes in the yard or something. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate your time. Leave any comments down below or questions. I'll be glad to, respond. Again, I'm no expert, but all I can share is my experience and what's working for me, and hopefully that helps some other people. All right, thanks for your time. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you another time. See ya.